Hi everyone, this is Ben Jacoby from US Digital Partners. I'm our in-house content manager here, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about how I use the Sanity CMS for our AI optimization strategy. AI-SEO, GEO, AEO, AI optimization, whatever it is that you want to call it, is very content heavy. So today we're going to talk about how Sanity, the content operating system as it's called, can really be just that for your business, and how I use this platform for our content management activities. So let's start here by looking at a piece of content that we're going to publish to the USDP website. And in this example, we're going to look first at a Google Doc here. And one of the most important things that you can do for classic SEO writing and also new AI-focused writing is write with a very clear heading structure. You want to have the right headings in the right order. And one of the easiest ways to do that is doing that directly in the platform that you're writing in. So at the top here is our H1, and you can see that's marked as a heading 1 in Google Docs. And these are our H2s here. I don't think this document has any H3s, but you could select that. And this is important because this is not just the styling that you're seeing here in Google Docs. This formatting can actually be copied and pasted directly into Sanity, which is what we're going to show you right now. And if you can carry through a clear semantic structure, very clear content, all the way from the moment you start writing to the moment it's published on the site and maintained in the future, that's what you need to do to make sure your website stays in top shape for AI SEO. So now we're going to go into our Sanity Studio. If you're a Sanity user, this should look somewhat familiar. Obviously, this is configured for us the way that we built it, but this is the Sanity Studio piece here. And we're going to create this content as a page. So I'm going to click into Pages here, and then I'm just going to create a new page. So here's our blank page template that we have. And we're going to add in the page title, the slug, and everything. So I'll go over, and first I'll start by going back to our Google Doc, and I'll grab the page title that we have, and I'll paste that in the title. I can auto-generate a slug. Right now we're going to start simply by pasting in the content. So I'm going to add a new content section. There's different components that we've built, but we're going to use the content section component, which is just our portable text field. We're going to throw in the title. So we're actually going to use that H1 again, and I still have that copied because this is the H1 as it appears on the page. And I can actually select the heading that I want. And of course I want an H1. And then we have the portable text fillable section. So what I'm going to do is to expand the editor. And what we're looking at should actually look very similar to the editor in Google Docs. I could write in here if I want to. I could use all the same features that are in Google Docs. But since it's already written, I'm going to go back to my Google Doc. I'm going to grab all of my text, copy it, and then go back to Sanity and hit paste. And look at that, all of the text is in the exact same format that it was in our Google Docs. So our headings are still headings here in Sanity. You can see up in the little viewer that it's still a heading 2. And these links are still active from what I pasted in from Google. If I wanted to add in more links, I could do that with this little widget up here. So now I have all my content. Really, most of the work is done. But if you remember in my Google Doc, I had an image. So I want my image to be in here too. So I'm going to go back to my Google Doc and grab this image. I'll select here and copy it. I'll insert image, and then I can actually just click paste, and the image will show up here. I can even add some alt text. I'll just write Sanity AIO. There you have it. There's the post. Very easy editing experience. It's what Sanity is great for. You can fill your website with content all day long, and we certainly recommend putting a lot of content out there. But if it's not done correctly, if it's not done with the correct semantic structure, with clear headings that fall in the right order, with the different technical things interlaced with your website, then it's not going to have the results that you're hoping for. So onto those technical aspects, we're going to close the editor here, and then we have our SEO widget right here. And this is a section that our tech team here at USDP has built, but if you're familiar with using Yoast for WordPress, it should look pretty familiar. We have our SEO title, and to keep things simple today, we're just going to use the same title for the page. So I'm going to grab that one and then put that here. So up next, we have the SEO description, the short paragraph for SEO and social sharing. This is what's going to show up in that little snippet in search engines, but it's also helpful for AI crawlers. I wrote a quick one here back in our Google Docs, so I'm going to grab that. But you can write your own. You can pull from the document if it's good enough. You can have AI make one for you. We'll paste that in here. We have a little guide to make sure that we're not going over characters, that we're a good level there. And then page keywords, we'll add in Sanity AI SEO here. That social sharing image, since we just pasted one in, we should be able to find it in our media library. So we'll select this here. And then our social type, this is just an article. So we're going to call this an article. We can look over the canonical URL, some of these other SEO elements. And this brings us to our JSON LD schema type. As you probably know, schema markup is very important for AI SEO. It's the vocabulary that LLMs and AI crawlers use to help decide what's being said on a web page. If you want to know more about schema, we have a video about that as well. I recommend you check it out. So there's a lot of different schema types out there. In this drop-down, we have some of the more common ones, and with a little description for each so that the content editor knows what to select. Since this one is not really a question, at least yet, unless we make any changes to it, this is just going to stay as a web page for now. But again, it's important to make that distinction so that AI knows what's on the page and how it can use that information to help its users. So now we've done what we need to do in the backend. I've double checked that my headings are all in good place. I've got a heading 1 there and everything should be in order. So I can just click publish here. And then I'm going to copy the slug that it generated for me and jump back over to my website. And I can add in the slug after the link here to double check. There we go. There is our article. And you can see here are the links. They link to the right links. And here are our headings. So if I really want to double check and see, I can go to my developer tools. Yep, this is an H2. We followed this process for all of our content out there. So you can see all of our QA pages in this library here following that process. So that's a peek into our process here at US Digital Partners. Now, there's one other secret weapon that Sanity provides that we didn't look into today, and that's Sanity AI Assist. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's an AI helper right there in Sanity in the studio that has access to your content, that's with you when you're working in there. It can help with a lot of these activities. Particularly, you can use it for double checking things, for suggesting interlinks, and for really streamlining this whole process. That's all a topic for another video that can be explained in a lot more detail, but something to keep in mind nonetheless. With that, we'll wrap up so you can get back to editing and managing fantastic content. If you have any other questions about how we use Sanity or how you can use Sanity better or anything AI optimization related, you can check out the other videos on our channel or always reach out to us. We're happy to give away free advice. All you have to do is ask. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.